We are not teaching our young boys the responsibility of manhood, and how when you were born and when you were created, part of that manhood is to seek out a partner. Why do you need a partner? That woman is going to help you to be the best you. And you're going to help her to be the best her. But unless God has called you to singlehood, you will struggle, man. If you are not a eunuch for Christ, you need to be looking for a wife. But you need to also qualify to look for a wife. Because as I showed you, before Adam even was given a help, before he even got the animals, he was doing stuff. Then he got the animals and had more responsibility. He walked with God. And when he realized that that wasn't a helpmeet, when he came to that place of maturity, that's when God gave him Eve. The reason why we don't have more men in church is because the ones we do have are not being taken through the process of manhood to become fathers, to become husbands. So when they do become fathers and husbands, they can't raise other men because they weren't raised themselves. They find it hard to interact with other men. And then guess what these young men hate? They hate manly authority. They now can't handle when a man disciplines them. They can only be disciplined by a woman. It's out of order. Because we haven't raised them to be under subjection to a godly man. Part of the process of my development has been learning to serve other men. When I left my church, I went to serve an elderly pastor. And it wasn't really anything deeply spiritual. I might have taught here and there. I might have done a bit of preaching here and there. But mainly I was driving the church van, picking up his family to bring them to church because he was sick at the time. Service. Men need to learn to serve. Some of us, we want to be on the platform and we never serve nobody. We have not been taught the necessities of becoming a man. So we're not even looking forward to serving. We're not, the Jewish children, they know. I don't believe these Jews are the Jews right now, but they follow the real principles that were given. They teach their children responsibility at certain ages. That's why they have the bar mitzvah and the bat mitzvah. It's to tell them, okay, now you're coming into adulthood. This is what is expected of you. But a lot of us, we're coming from culture that has no culture. So we just come and we just grow up anyhow. We're not even using the very word we've had all these years to say, this is actually how you raise your child. Your man-child needs to know his responsibility from very young. Because he's never going to be able to lead his wife if he doesn't know from very young his responsibility to take care of her. You can't treat her like another man. You have to treat her like she's the weaker vessel. I'm even learning in my process right now of being married. I can't say and be as flippant with my words with my fiance as I can with my friends. It keeps coming back to bite me because she cannot handle it. These things are Sunday school lessons. They are not marriage counseling lessons. You don't counsel a man to be a husband when he's about to get married. You counsel him from he's a boy because he's born a husband and he's born a father. This is the mindset and the shift that has to take place in the end time church. We want the glory of this house to be greater than the latter. Oh, it's going to happen and I want to be a part of it. Well, then our mindset has to shift. And we have to pick up this old book and start to use the very same principles that were taught by the elders to our children and stop leaving off what was in there for this newfangled entertainment Christianity that doesn't help nobody. We need to go back to the cross. We need to sacrifice our time and spend time with our children. Yes, you might need to take a whole holiday just to teach your children what manhood is, but you need to do it because it's going to save them in the long run. Because I believe the Bible when it says, train the child in the way it should grow, and when it's old, he will not depart from it. How do I know? Because my parents taught me in the way I should go. And when I departed and came to maturity, guess what? I only had an appetite for God and his kingdom. So when I had enjoyed all the pleasures of the world and I saw it was taking me nowhere, where did I come back to? What my parents gave me the appetite for in my youth. The word, and nothing but the word. I am not a product of my goodness. I'm a product of the grace of God and the wisdom and the blessing of my parents that they had to just ground me in this. I don't know my mom to give me anything but Bible. I don't know my dad to give me anything but Bible. When they are old, when they come to maturity, they will recognize the word and come back to it. We're giving them too much TV and YouTube and Paw Patrol and this and that. And I'm not saying I didn't watch stuff when I was younger. I'm saying we need to spend time making sure our young boys know what a man is and our young girls know what a girl is or a woman is. Then when it comes to marriage counseling, guess what you're saying to them? God bless you. Do exactly everything I've told you. You don't have to do 10 years marriage counseling for that. Because even if they should have, because remember back in the day, marriage was arranged. Even if you should not get marriage counseling in this era, you should be so aware of your responsibility that you can still make it. I'm not saying we shouldn't get marriage counseling. I'm saying so much of what you are to be as a man and woman should be ingrained in you, that you can love that woman and that husband without anybody having to tell you, listen, you need to do this, you need to do that. What have you been doing in your house all these years? What training did you have? Haven't you been trained to be a husband? Haven't you been trained to be a wife? I've completely gone off the topic today, but I just had to get that in because, like I said, we've been letting men get away with murder in church for years. I always say it's not that there's so much Jezebel women that they just want to come in and take off. Men have left their place of responsibility. And as women will do, if there's a gap, they're going to fill it. But if we actually all work in the order that we should do, then no one will feel overly burdened. No one will feel like they have too much to do. But guess what? No one is working where they should be. No one is working in the area they should be. So everybody feels like they're doing too much. Let's just get back in order.